Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us here on Center Stage Tucson. We are taking an amazing opportunity to hear about different things that are happening in Tucson, nonprofits, and opportunities today for kids. And, you know, it's a very different thing than what we've had so far, and just the really cool opportunities for kids to get involved in the arts and making it more accessible to all kids. So if you haven't heard of them before, it's Kids Unlimited Studios. I can't read my own writing. We have the executive director, Carol Soto-Santi. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And we have the many different hats, volunteer coordinator, show coordinator, head of marketing, Tamara.
No, you have it right, Tamara. Yes, you got it right. Good job.
I told you I was going to do that, and I did. So for someone who doesn't know, who hasn't heard of you guys before and doesn't know the opportunities that you're providing for kids, can you tell us just a little bit about the studio and some of the opportunities that are available?
Well, we have a wonderful performing arts studio where we teach children how to sing, dance, and act. We have a full line of dance classes that support anybody who would want to get into theater, for example. And then we have a lot of vocal ensembles. Kids Unlimited is mostly known for singing and dancing in combination. We do musical review, basically. We don't do book shows, but we do teach dialogue, etc., and along with what we do. And that's kind of what we do. We call ourselves a full performing arts studio because that's what we are.
Yeah. And what are the ages of kids that can participate?
3 to 18.
3 to 18.
Although most of my teachers grew up in the program, they just, being part of our program, we also have a mentoring program, which we can talk about later, that has inspired a lot of them to be teachers in general. So I'm very blessed that I have a lot of people on staff who actually grew up in our program.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
How long has the program been here in Tucson?
1986. I started it for my own family. I had daughters who were very talented, and I didn't know what to do with them other than take a dance class somewhere. Back in the 80s, most voice teachers wouldn't take children as students. I'm a singer, but I still didn't know how to get them experience. So, along with a friend who also had a very talented little girl, we just kind of put this little group together and started doing shows at malls and nursing homes, and here we are today.
Wow. And some of the shows that you do, you have 2 big performances, right? And then you also do smaller performances. Where are some of the places that the kids are able to perform?
We perform yearly. We perform one of the big ones. My favorite is for the Salvation Army. We do Thanksgiving and Christmas for the dinner for the homeless. We also perform at nursing homes, tree lightings, any charitable organization that needs maybe somebody performing at their group. They can contact us and we'll come in and perform for their group.
So, you know, there's something really cool about just this concept that is so in line with why I started this show. And that is this opportunity for kids to learn the importance of volunteering and to learn the importance of being involved in the community.
Yes.
Because if you're not part of it, if you don't see that growing up, just see the opportunity to give back to the community and see the opportunity to do something not for your own benefit, but to help other people, you're not going to do it as an adult.
That's very true.
You really have to learn those things when you're young and to understand that there are so many people that are out there that really do need help and that you have something that they need. You can, you know, and through a performance that you can bring joy to other people and that you can encourage them. And, you know, while they're watching that show, that could be the highlight of their year, their month. I mean, you just don't know. It's such a powerful thing.
That's very true.
Yes.
I can't tell you how many times at a nursing home that what they would like more than even that show is to be in the presence of young people. And so then it teaches our young people, this is what happens as people grow older. You know, they might not have their family all the time. They might not see their grandchildren all the time. And they really embrace that. Now that the restrictions are lifted, the kids are allowed to go after the show and introduce themselves and say hi, to those people. But yes, it's that's exactly what you said is exactly how I feel about the importance of giving back or giving or finding out what your purpose in the world is.
Yeah. Community service is really a large part of the KU experience, in my opinion, and what our kids do, for sure.
Well, and I love that it's also teaching the kids.
Yes.
It's instilling something
Yeah.
inside them that what they have is valuable
Yes.
to the world.
Yes.
There are so many things in this world that tell us you're not enough, you
Yeah.
can't do enough, you're not, you don't look the right way, you don't have the right
Yeah.
money, you don't have what you need. But in reality, we all have something
Yes.
inside of us that will bless other people in life. And the more that we share that, the more it builds confidence and it helps us as we move into our futures.
Yes.
What I've said this so many times over the years and I still say it, but I tell all the kids that we work with from very young to the oldest teens is that all an audience ever wants to know is that you're happy to be there. They don't mind if you make a mistake or two. They just want to know you're happy to be there, so that you have to show that in your expression. And what happens for our students through these small performances, they never know what size stage it's going to be. They never know exactly what the scenario is. So they learn how to think on their feet. They don't know if everybody in their class is going to be there that day, so maybe you might have to cover a solo part. So it really is, it's the best part of what we do, in my opinion, are those small shows.
Yeah, just the learning opportunities as we're
Mhm.
talking. It's
Yeah.
really cool that the opportunity is there for the kids. And like I say, I love that volunteer aspect and the giving back to the community. And, I'm really excited to see how many other people are blessed through that. But also the kids that come to you,
Mm-hmm.
they can't always afford to pay for the theatrical training. And so can you tell us a little bit about some of the opportunities that are available for kids whose families can't afford it, that just need a little extra help?
Yes, we have several scholarship opportunities that we offer to our children. Some of them are very specific. You have to meet certain criteria. We have the Jack Jacobson specifically memorials for boys. We also have a scholarship that's special to my heart, which is the Savannah Nakarati Memorial Scholarship, which was a young lady that was in our program through graduation and recently passed. So with that, her program, it's for kids that maybe, they're taking a performance class, but their parents can't afford a dance class or the support classes. So that scholarship will cover a couple of those. We also have our KU scholarships, which cover, we have children that range from a need of partial to full scholarships. So, and right now, I think we have about 30 to 31% of our kids that are in our program are actually on some type of scholarship program.
And those scholarships are being funded by donors who are donating to the
Yes.
nonprofit and helping.
Yes, donations, direct donations. We also have fundraising events that we do, when we do our big shows, that's how our ticket sales, our raffles, anything that we do during that week, it raises money directly for our scholarship program.
And then if someone wants to hire the kids to come out and do a performance, then there are also opportunities there
Yes.
for them to contact you and let you know what kind of event they have and what kind of need they have.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
And we are booked a lot that way.
yes. And we have a community outreach person that takes in the information, figures out our calendar, and books everything from there.
And then what about volunteer opportunities? If someone's listening in and they're thinking, I would just love to help these
Yes.
kids, I'd love to get involved. How can they find out the opportunities and how can they really get plugged in?
They can go to our website and look on our webpage and contact us directly through our email. There's info@kustars.com. They can reach us through there. They follow us on Facebook, message us, call us at our number, and there are tons of opportunities to help. There's so many different ways. We are, besides our qualified staff, which is our teaching staff, everybody is a volunteer. We don't have paid employees.
So any kind of creative skills would be
Oh, yes.
very
Would be
needed.
wonderful.
Any
Yes.
kind of
Creative.
teaching, working with the kids.
All of the above. We especially always need help, being that we do 2 big productions a year, and we're bankrolling that within our program. So the more that somebody else can volunteer and help us, let's say they know how to build a prop or they, any of that, they want to usher. all of that is helpful to us because we create our big shows based on who we have, which is they're always unique and they're always different from year to year because it depends on who we know we have and what their skill set is. And so we kind of that's what I try to do when I'm developing what music we're going to do. I try to base that on this is what I know we're great at right now. This is our strength this year, you know.
Yeah, but the key to that is that even though, say we have, 50 or 60 kids in the program, the cost to put a show is always the same if you have 50 children or 200 children. So, there's a lot of expense that goes into putting on a show like this for the community. It's not
And a lot of hands that
Yes.
you need involved in
Yes.
getting the work done and the
Yes.
prep work and making sure that everything is flowing smoothly
Yes.
throughout the show.
Yeah.
Well, and for me as a director, and I am the director of this whole program, but as a director in general, I want anyone trained at KU to be able to go somewhere else and they know the right way to do things. So our show is mapped out just like if we were a book show doing like Broadway in Tucson. That's what they're going to get. We have everything is laid out, nothing's left to chance. So I feel like we're educating them in the ethics, or not ethics, but just the ways of doing things backstage.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of what we do on our big shows. That's where that comes into play.
And can you give us the website if someone wants to reach out?
Yes, it's kustars.com.
And a good phone number.
Would be 520-293-1225.
So we have Tamara,
Tamara. Yeah.
Tamara and Carol with Kids Unlimited Studios. And if you are just tuning in, we are going to hear lots more great information from them about ways that kids can get involved and be part of the shows themselves, and also ways that they are impacting the community and giving back. So it's going to be a really great rest of the show. So stay tuned. We will be right back. You can always find us on Facebook and Instagram at Center Stage Tucson. We are back. Thank you so much for sticking around. This is Danielle. I have my guests today are from Kids Unlimited Studios. We have Tamara and Carol. Thank you guys again so much for being here. It's been a really cool opportunity to hear about what they're doing and the opportunities that are available for kids ages 3 to 18. And that, sometimes it can be really expensive to be involved in these productions, but that there are scholarship opportunities that are available. There are a number of volunteer opportunities, creative skills, especially just being a really good opportunity to volunteer. So if you haven't heard of them before, they're definitely going to be, a really cool one to check out and see if it might be a good fit for getting involved. They also do performances where you can hire them to come out and to do performances at different events. So very, very cool. And continuing on with that, with different events and opportunities that are coming up, is there anything that is coming up soon that someone could either come to a show or get involved in fundraisers?
Well, we're going to have our fall/winter production at Berger Performing Arts Center, 1200 West Speedway. And it's called Cinemagic Journey, a musical review this year. Basically, a lot of music pulled from different movies. That's kind of what we do, is pick a subject and try and build on it. This year we're doing music from Matilda. We're doing music from Annie.
Yep, Young Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein, and Footloose, and a lot of Stars kind of music, because we're just doing a whole section that's very flowy that way with stars and pretty night things. And basically, that's what we do at KU. When we go into our fall semester, we look at what could we build on sort of structurally. We want it to be a larger portion of a show, for example, not just one song. And so that's kind of what we do in our fall semester. And that's coming up
November 10th and 11th. And tickets are going to go on sale on our website starting September 15th. They're $20 for adults and $16 for children 12 and under, and seniors 65 and older. and it's very easy to purchase. It's all online. You just go there and click the little button. It'll take you to the website, and you can buy your tickets.
Actually, seniors are 55 and older.
Are they 55? Oh my goodness, I'm almost a senior. Gonna get
Well, you're going to get a discount soon.
I'm gonna get cheaper tickets.
I love that, though.
Yeah.
And
So
it's
yeah.
it's going to be a spectacular show. It's going to be a lot of fun, and our Matilda segment, it will involve the whole company, and the kids are just so excited about it. So that's going to be a lot of fun for us.
Yeah, I think the thing that is so amazing about our shows is it's a show that like anyone can walk off the street and see. It doesn't have to necessarily be your child or your grandchild in the program. It's entertaining for the whole family. So it is a lot of fun.
Well, and I'm imagining the range of ages. And I mean, that in itself is really impressive to be able to get kids from all these different ages that are working together in a production. But it also, it's really cool that no matter what their skill level is, that you're able to work with them and to teach them so that they are able to be in these shows. I mean, I think about a 3-year-old being part of that.
Yes.
That takes a lot of training and understanding what their abilities are so that they're able to be
Yes.
part of something.
Very important. And also, because we're teaching them singing, it has to be something that's in the right range for them, that isn't wordy beyond their capability. For example, our 3 to 5-year-olds, their special number in this show is Do Re Mi from The Sound of Music. And they'll also be in the reprise of some of the Matilda things. But we thought long and hard, and the young woman that I have that's teaching that class is actually recorded the song specific so that they can handle the words.
Yeah.
But that's what we try to do.
Yeah,
It is true that kids don't all learn at the same level. Some, no matter how young, are very advanced. We have some gifted kids that you would be shocked what they can learn at age 6. But for the most part, we try to keep understanding, well, no, they cannot do those two things together.
Yeah.
They're not capable yet.
And then blend it all together, bring it all together, and put a 3-year-old with an 18-year-old on a stage singing together at the same time.
And they'll all have
I love
buddies.
that.
Like this last Saturday, we had a big rehearsal with the whole company. And in fact, I'll share the Facebook clip with you. If you go on our website, you'll see it. It's a great overview of what we did, because you see the younger kids are helping the little kids, and they're looking at words, they're pointing things out, and it was a really lovely day.
That's really cool. I will make sure to share that on my Facebook as well. So if any listeners didn't find it, I'll make sure that they can
Great.
find it through
That's
me
wonderful.
at Center Stage Tucson. How many kids are currently in the programs?
We have about 50 in our performing group, and there's probably between 5 and 10 that are just doing dance only right now.
Just short of 60 kids, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
But right about 50 for the performing group. So that's exciting. It's doable for us. And it's small enough that the kids get a lot of specialized attention. No classes are too big for the rooms we're in, et cetera. So that works out as well. And we have a teacher and a co-teacher in every class. So they always have, there's always backup.
And we didn't mention yet, where is your studio located?
It's 6066 North Oracle Road. Rudisill and Oracle is where it's located.
So if you're just listening in, there are some really cool opportunities. And if someone who's listening wants their kids to be part of this, what's the process or kind of the next step for signing their kids up and trying to get involved in?
Well, the quickest way would probably be to email us at info@kustars.com, or call us at 520-293-1225. And that would be after 5 o'clock, because that's when usually we have someone in the building. I mean, we answer the phone all day, but, we're always there in the studio in the evening time.
And then they can come in and try a class.
Yep,
There's
come
no
in.
obligation. They can come in. We talk to them. Usually there's an email conversation or a phone conversation, so we can figure out, this is what I'm looking for, a tap for my child, or I'd like to just sing. And so then we'll try to guide them into what class might be wonderful to try.
And if there's a kid, let's just say for the sake of conversation, a 10-year-old who really wants to do something but has no experience whatsoever, can someone come in who's just absolutely brand new?
Yes, they can.
100%. Yes.
Awesome.
I think that's something we excel at, actually. I mean,
I do too.
yes, we,
And I
Yeah.
do think that that's what, one of the things that sets what we do apart is we don't, I don't want to say penalize, but that's the best way I can look at it. I don't want to penalize somebody because they didn't get into the performing arts when they were 5 or 4.
Yeah.
It's never too late.
Yeah, it sounds like, just the amount of fun that they're able to have and the new skills. And, we talked a little bit about building up confidence. And there's so many things that it's great to have a place where they can learn and feel safe in the learning process and not
Yes.
feel like it's so competitive that,
Yes.
you're criticized for every mistake, but to actually have a place where you can learn
Yes.
and
Yes.
grow.
uh,
And
And
if this is what they want to do forever, then, they can. And if it's not, then they can just have a ton of fun learning.
you summed it up perfectly. I think that's exactly what we do. I mean, we have children that have gone on, and we have a young lady that graduated that's at Michigan University right now, the top musical theater college in the United States. And
we've
then
had students go on to be on Broadway.
yes,
One of our alumni works for the Associated Press. And, they end up doing many things.
yeah, we have lawyers,
Many
doctors.
lawyers.
So I think it just, just the doors that it opens, what it allows it can take that shy child that isn't really sure of themselves, maybe the one that won't sing in front of people but really enjoys it, and then gives them their people. That's when my daughter started the program so many years ago. When we walked out and we tried a class, and I said, "Okay, what do you think?" She goes, "I found my people." So as a parent, there's nothing better than knowing that your child has a safe place like you're talking about to go to, and people get them and understand them. So it's really important.
Yeah, that is so. It gave me
Yeah.
goosebumps thinking about it.
Yeah.
To have your kid be able to find their place is
I'd
a
like-
really special thing.
I'd like to refer to our mission statement because our mission statement is that we provide a safe stage for children and teens through the performing arts. And so what that means, we hope to build self-confidence in that way. They're not all going to grow up and pursue the arts, but they might be able to look you in the eye when they talk to you and not feel so polarized in an interview because they've been taught how to present themselves without too much fear, because fear is, it stops everybody in their tracks. So our
Yeah.
goal is to not rule with an iron fist.
I like what you said earlier about, sometimes at the smaller performances, you don't really know what to expect. And so learning to be a little flexible and kind of
Yes.
go with the flow and to be able to think on your feet. I mean, those are such important skills. And talking about having alumni that are lawyers,
Yes.
being able to be able to talk to people that you don't know, to be able to talk to a judge, to be able to talk in front of people, to have that understanding and I want to say control over your words.
Mhm.
I mean, that would be such a powerful way to learn it in theater where it's fun,
Yeah.
and then to be able to apply it into what they're doing as a profession.
Yeah.
Definitely.
They become empowered through our program. You can see it happen. I mean, I've watched children over the last 8 years, just grow year by year and see them, not able to look at you, and then all of a sudden their head raises and they're answering questions, and then they're standing up and asking, maybe they want something, or can they negotiate. It's very interesting, and it's an amazing program to be involved with.
I mean, we have been at small shows where we've walked in the door and there might be 25 kids there and we're looking at a 6x8 stage, 6 foot by 8 foot stage, which means we are going to have to modify everything we do.
Yeah.
They're going to stand very close.
So that takes focus,
Yep.
and they know, and that is one of the beautiful parts of those small performances.
And we are out of time, but thank you so much, Carol and Tamara, for being on the show,
Thank you.
being able to come and talk about Kids Unlimited Studios and some really cool opportunities. Again, there are opportunities for donations that these kids that are not able to pay, they do rely on scholarships. And so there are lots of opportunities to donate. There are volunteer opportunities. You can go and watch their shows, and that also helps to support them and to support the kids who need it. There's so many cool opportunities. Can you give us that website real quick one more time?
Yeah, it's kustars.com.
If you haven't gotten involved, make sure that you find something that you can do to help give back to Tucson. Our community is a great place to be, and thank you so much for joining. Again, find us on Facebook and Instagram at Center Stage Tucson. Thank you so much. We'll be back next week.